Hi, I'm John Waterhouse, and this is Weekday Wisdom. My question for you today, a little different than some of my questions. The question is there always a natural order to things? It sounds kind of lofty, kind of philosophical, and maybe it is, but it's true in the science of mind that we believe completely that things do have a natural order and that life is perfect. And it's our job to find and observe and be aware of that perfection, no matter what's happening. However, today I have a story for you, a story that does not come from the science of mind, but it may well illustrate the idea that there is a natural order to things. I'll let you decide that. It starts at a fundraising dinner in support of an American school for children with learning disabilities. The father of one of the students is there to deliver the keynote address that evening. He begins by praising the school and its dedicated staff, and then he offers a question. He says, when not interfered with by outside influences, everything nature does is done with perfection. Yet my son Shay cannot learn things as other children do. He cannot understand things as other children do. So, where is the natural order of things in my son's life? The audience was stilled by the father's question. So the father continued, I believe that when a child like Shay, who is physically and mentally impaired, comes into the world, an opportunity to realize true human nature presents itself, and it comes the way other people treat that child. Then he shared a story to illustrate his point. He said, one day, Shay and I were walking past the park in our neighborhood where some boys were, that Shay knew were playing baseball. Shay asked, Dad, do you think they'd let me play? I knew that most of the boys would not want someone like Shay on their team. But I also understood that if my son were given the opportunity to play, it would give him an incredible sense of belonging and self confidence. So, not expecting much, I approached one of the boys on the field and asked if Shay could play. The boy looked around for guidance and said, well, we're losing by 6 runs and the game is in the 8th inning. I guess he can be on our team and we'll try to put him into bat in the 9th inning. Shay worked his way over to the team's bench and with a beaming smile, he put on a team t shirt. I was so happy to see this happening, and apparently, having Shay join the team was having an effect on the other boys as well. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Shay's team scored 3 points, but they were still behind by 3. In the top of the 9th inning, Shay put on a glove and went out into the field. Even though no hits came his way, he was ecstatic to be on the field of play. I could see him grinning from ear to ear as I waved to him in the stands and he waved back. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Shay's team scored another run. Now, with 2 outs and runners on second and third base, the potential winning run was the next batter, and that was supposed to be Shay. It would have been easy for the team to pass on letting Shay bat and give the job to a more skilled player that had a chance to win. But surprisingly, Shay was handed a bat. Everyone knew that a hit was all but impossible because Shay didn't even know how to hold the bat properly, much less make contact with the ball. However, as Shay stepped up to the plate, the pitcher from the other team moved in a few steps to lob the ball in softly so Shay could had a better chance of making contact. He obviously realized that the other team had put winning aside to help make this a special moment in Shay's life. The first pitch came, and Shay swung clumsily, missing the ball completely. So the pitcher then took a couple of more steps forward and tossed the ball softly again to Shay. As that pitch came in, Shay swung and hit a slow ground ball right back to the pitcher. The game would surely end now with Shay being out at first base. But the pitcher picked up the soft grounder, and instead of tossing it to the first baseman, he intentionally threw it over the first baseman's head. Everyone in the stands on both teams started yelling, Shay, run to first, run to first. In his life, Shay had never run that far, but he scampered down the baseline, wide-eyed, startled, making it to first base. At that moment, everyone yelled, "Run to second, Shea! Run to second!" Catching his breath, Shea awkwardly started running again, gleaming with an exhilaration that I had never seen before. He seemed fixated on making it to second base. By then, the right fielder had the ball. He was the smallest guy on the team and suddenly had the chance to end the game. If he did, he'd be the hero, maybe for the first time. Who knows? A simple throw to that second baseman would have Shea tagged out, but the right fielder understood the pitcher's intentions. And he too intentionally threw the ball high and over the third baseman's head. Shea continued running deliriously as the runners ahead of him had already circled the bases and scored. At this rate, Shea really could be the winning run. Everyone was screaming, "All the way, Shea! All the way, Shea!" As he reached second base, the opposing shortstop ran to help him and turned him in the right direction, shouting, "Run to third!" With such amazing support, Shea ran toward third. As he reached third base, boys from both teams and all those watching were on their feet screaming, "Shea, run home! Run home!" So Shea ran to home. As he stepped on the plate, everyone cheered. All the players and the spectators congratulated and acknowledged him as the one who had hit the ball and won the game. That day, the boys on both teams gave a magnificent gift with this extraordinarily selfless and generous act of kindness. It was as though suddenly there was more love and more humanity in the world. Shea couldn't wait to share his experience with his mom that day. She called him her little hero. That was Shea's last summer. He passed over the winter. But those remaining months of his short life, he never forgot the joy of that great win and how happy everyone was for him. Had any of those young men done what would have been expected of them, Shea would not have been invited to play or to hit the ball or make the winning run, and no one would have remembered that day in the park. Instead, what happened became a sweet memory in the lives of everyone who had the opportunity and the honor of seeing something that was not only heartwarming, but worthy of remembering and retelling for a lifetime. This is the natural order of things in my life, in your life, and in all life. So I invite you just to feel that. Feel how good that feels and how we really are part of something extraordinary, being alive on planet Earth. And with that, have a fantastic day. I'll see you again.